Hey everyone, it's Ivan, kitbadger.com, out here for another gear review, and today, talking body armor, this guy right here, which is the 3A Vest by BulletSafe. Go ahead and start. What is it? It is a vest, concealable, bulletproof vest, rated to 3A. If you're unfamiliar, there's basically a number of ratings by NIJ, and when something is certified as 3A, 4, whatever it may be, it essentially equates to a certain level of, we'll say, bullet resistance, because all armor degrades and it will all eventually fail. But this is rated at 3A. So to throw these on, you can do it a number of different ways. Usually I'll pull the cummerbund, which is elastic on both sides. And with this, you pretty much want a fair amount overlapping as far as on the sides. And there we go. Now, bullet resistance, not proof. As far as sizing and fitting, they have a chart on their site. Pretty true as far as basically dimensions of your chest. I do not have a giant chest. This consequently is a medium, and usually end up wearing medium shirts. That said, if I'm gonna wear this, one, it does a pretty good job of hugging, coming up high enough, but not coming so high that it's gonna be like sliding up underneath the collar of a shirt, and same with around the back. But for this, depending on how you wear your clothes, you may end up sizing up. So right here is a size large shirt. I'll throw that over this. And here we are, essentially sizing up. Size large t-shirt over this vest, and not super bulky, I don't think, at all. Of course, if you want to be lower profile, probably better off with some sort of like cover jacket or something like that, but you can most certainly wear it in warmer weather with a t-shirt over it. Question, of course, being how bulletproof or resistant is this thing? Well, it is NIJ Certified 3A. So kind of standard fare of like pistol calibers up to, I think, like 44 Magnum. So I ended up actually going out and trying it with a number of different calibers, number of different bullets. And here's what I got. Glock 44, 22 caliber with some CCI mini mags. Caught it. SIG P365 XL, 3 different loads of basically defensive hollow point ammo. Stopped them all. My Henry lever gun, 38 special plus P. Let's do this, Bob. Caught it. Glock 21 with some giant hollow point bullets. Got him. Some of these definitely pushed and tore this up some. Consequently, tore up Bob's shirt, but did not actually penetrate. Doubt it would have felt good. Those were from another experiment. We shot this side up, but let's try some more other maybe unconventional rounds for this type of armor on this side. To be honest, totally expected all of those results. It was supposed to be able to stop those, and it did. But I was like, what about if we have maybe bullets that are made to penetrate? So by way of example, G9 Bullets has a couple that are largely made to penetrate. One being their Woodsman, this solid copper that is made to penetrate really deep, used for like bears in Alaska out of a 9mm. And then the other one is their external hollow points, which again, bullet design, solid copper, tends to push through soft armor. So I ended up trying those. Going with some unconventional bullet design. These are G9 bullets. First one is a external hollow point. Second one is their Woodsman round, made for penetration. Shoot to the outsides. I'm not sure. Might have actually caught that. I was genuinely surprised. I've definitely shot 3A armor with those before, had a punch right through them. Pleasantly surprised with those. Also though, one that usually goes right through 3A armor is Subsonic 300 Blackout. Largely just because of bullet geometry. You're basically shooting a like 45 ACP, but it is definitely shaped different. So tried that as well. Q Honey Badger and some 220 grain Subsonic from Minutemen Munitions. I think it might have caught it. Again, pretty surprised it stopped that. And lastly, 20 gauge slug. Tell you right now, I don't want to get shot with any slug, to include a 20 gauge slug. Genuinely curious, here's my son's Mossberg Bantam 20 gauge rifled slug. Sorry, Bob. That looked uncomfortable. Caught it. Slug entered here and it caught it. Looks really, really uncomfortable though for Bob. Sorry, bro. You would have been done with that 20 gauge slug. Like, your whole chest would have caved in. Probably would have died, but it would not have penetrated. So there's that. Overall, pretty impressed with this. But what do vests not usually do good with? Usually sharp things. So tried a couple blades. And next up, this guy right here, Quayback by Hoback Knives. A little different blade geometry. Sorry, Bob. Right here is the Northman Bamtech blades. A little pointy back there, I think. Might have just barely stopped that. In fairness, I guess, to this blade, I probably need to regrind and sharpen that tip. But If I'd been on top of keeping my Northman razor sharp tip, probably would have gone in, but opened a lot of Amazon boxes with it. However, this guy, I was pretty surprised. This guy punched right through it. I was like, damn, do not want to get stabbed, even if I'm wearing one of these vests. Real quick, we'll take a look at actually some of the bullets I was able to dig out and kind of why I think it largely stops some of those that usually end up penetrating. Inside of these pockets is the actual soft armor, and on the front and back, you can open it up. You have these plate pockets if you want to actually slip something in there. But when we get down into this, we have Kevlar, and then I believe this back layer is Dyneema? I don't know. Can't pronounce it, but it is a different material. And so you have numerous layers with numerous layers sandwiched together, stitched all the way around, and that is creating your panel. So I'll show you some of the bullets I dug out. This guy right here is the 20 gauge Slug. Definitely do not want to get shot with that, or anything for that matter. And next to it, we have our 300 Blackout, 220 grain Subsonic. Just kind of mash that thing up. And then right here are 3 different of those 9mm hollow points. One of them did not expand very much. The guy right there, those 3 9mm. Then right here is our little 22. Dug that thing out of there. And over here are 2 45s. Again, both of them flattened out right there. And lastly, these by G9 Bullets, this being the Woodsman and this being their external hollow point. Genuinely surprised these did not actually punch through that armor. Overall, actually really impressed with this vest, which kind of brings us into what is the use case. There's panels, Velcro, open this up, slide a hard plate in there. I would not do that. You could put like a trauma plate that they use kind of for soft vests in there. Again, I probably would not do that. If I was worried about rifle threats, I would probably throw a plate carrier on over this. So where does this kind of come into play? Like, it's a 3A vest made largely to stop pistol calibers. It is, and you know what most people get shot with in the US? Pistol calibers. And I think honestly, soft armor as opposed to hard armor is probably something that's largely missing for most people's paradigm as far as their get home bag, get home setup that they have in their vehicle or something like that. By way of example, a buddy of mine, he works downtown Atlanta, and he has a setup in his vehicle to hopefully get him home if things go sideways, because things go bad in a big city like Atlanta, things are usually really bad. So how do you keep yourself safe? Well, armor is definitely one, as well as being armed. But with both of those, if you're overt and you go big, you immediately become a target. Be like, I want to take that person's stuff. Walking down the street with your 511 plate carrier on at high port, don't do that. Conversely, you could throw something like this on with a t-shirt over it, and you could walk down the street with this on, and no one's like, that guy has a bunch of armor on, and you could be carrying concealed. You could have a carbine, little collapsible carbine in backpack, something like that. You can have all of your tools and have some armor for the most likely threat that you will encounter in a very low profile way, as opposed to trying to figure out some way to, again, cover up a plate carrier. There are some slick plate carriers, usually still looks like you're wearing a plate carrier. And yes, this little Velcro panel, you can obviously put whatever patch. If you're gonna wear a low pro, probably peel it off and have no patch. But overall, I think these vests are pretty solid and something that's largely overlooked for a lot of people's paradigm. If that's kind of your world where you're like, hey, things might go sideways and I need to get home, something like this might make more sense for you than a plate carrier. Totally honest with you. Pretty hard to conceal a plate carrier, especially depending on the time of year and like what is the realistic threat. I don't know. Like, again, your paradigm. Overall, I've been really pleased with this though. And price-wise, you're looking at, I want to say $350. Fairly low investment for your life, and yeah, pretty solid set of low pro armor. But if you're interested, there'll be links down below. And lastly, if you appreciate my content and want to support it, greatly appreciate it. Whether it's going over to Teespring or Ballistic Inc., picking up t-shirts, things like that, or supporting me directly through Patreon. All that stuff helps me go out, create more content for you. And if you have questions for me, happy to answer over on Patreon, where we have an active Discord. But as always, thanks for joining us at kitbadger.com. Look forward to seeing you next time.